Welcome to the Adam Roosevelt Show, Episode 8, The Battle on Multiple Fronts. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel as we cover foreign affairs and U.S. politics Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Let's go ahead and dive into the top pick for Friday in the United States front. We have been following Roe versus Wade. Chief Justice Roberts has just recently spoken out on the leak on the opinion of Roe versus Wade, and he spoke at an Atlanta judicial conference on this leak of the opinion, and he has made his statement stating that this leak is appalling. However, it will not change the decision of the Supreme Court. As you all know, the Roe versus Wade landmark decision protected women's liberty and rights to choose to have an abortion without government mandated restrictions. What we need to be talking about now is digital rights management, access controls, and information security to protect this critical information, whether it be sensitive data or whether it be classified data. And we need to be talking about how we're going to prevent future leaks as we continue to hear about leaks of sensitive information in terms of government planning and execution, whether it be the Supreme Court or other organizations. I would say that this needs to be looked at from the investigation perspective. We need to see the Office of the Inspector General take this very serious and launch an independent investigation. The institution of the Supreme Court is really one of the core pillars of the United States. And when we put in jeopardy one of our pillars by allowing individuals to carry out leaks of sensitive data, we are compromising our position from being able to protect our system, our laws that have built democracy. And it's going to be extremely important. And essentially, we need to make sure we don't allow these precedents to be set. Now, we do know we are a law abiding country in terms of democracy, in terms of representation, in terms of executing our constitutional rights, but this is out of scope. Now, the White House has encouraged protests. From what we're told, the protests have began occurring outside the U.S. Supreme Court. And furthermore, addresses of the justices have been published, which in effect present security issues that need to be addressed. These concerns will raise security preparations to make sure that those justices are protected. Now they're also putting up fences around the Supreme Court building as well, so that we don't have any aggressive activities from activist groups who may seek to enter the Supreme Court or do some type of damage or bodily harm to our justices. So we'll continue following this story and following along. Security is extremely important, and making sure we protect our institution is critical. Next topic, U.S. and foreign news. President Bush has met with President Zelensky, and he has said his words: President Zelensky is the Churchill of our time. Now, meanwhile, this meeting is occurring. There's still a lot of conflict between Russia and Ukraine. The war is continuing. Bombing has continued to intensify. And meanwhile, we've also got information that the United States, based on the claims, provided intelligence that led to the sinking of the Russia Moskva ship. Now, if you all understand what the Moskva ship represents, it's a guided missile cruiser that is a major asset in the Russian Navy. And the ship is considered to be the most powerful warship in the Black Sea. It is the flagship of Russia's Black Sea Fleet. And according to the reports, the Moskva was unable to detect these missiles incoming that would have prevented it from being destroyed. And there were a lot of sailors on board. Now, this essentially will provoke President Putin and does change the narrative in terms of how he views the West, in terms of the West and NATO's involvement in these wars, because now we are seeing a train, advise, assist mission in terms of NATO or potentially the United States being involved. And there is a line. U.S. and NATO troops have not been deployed to this location from the perspective of Kyiv, Ukraine. However, this involvement will challenge the friction further between the United States, Russia, NATO, and Russia. And there always is a contingency plan, a countermeasure, a thought about what will be the future activity or actions carried out by the Kremlin. And we have to continue watching this story unfold. And last, before we transition too far into President Xi, we know that we have heard that President Putin was undergoing some form of surgery. Now, third pick story Foreign relations news. Diplomats have claimed that China is forging closer relationships with the Taliban. There is a major power vacuum due to the exit of the United States and exit of the NATO powerhouses from Afghanistan. So there's a tremendous amount of uncertainty. One ambassador, Honorable Ambassador Roy Rahmani, believed that China's core interest in Afghanistan is to prevent extremism. We have seen extremism in terms of mandates that effectively are commitments to carry out attacks on American soil from the 9/11 perspective, from Afghanistan perspective, even from carrying out relationships and associations with other terrorist organizations. So apparently, according to this ambassador, China is involved in preventing extremism, watching the Afghani people in terms of the Taliban regime, and trying to put countermeasures in place that would limit this maturation of extremist beliefs. All right, that covers our episode 8, The Battle on Multiple Fronts. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Instagram channel. We look forward to seeing you all next week. And welcome to the Adam Roosevelt Show.